boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs. It's your boy, Mr. Showtime, coming at you with another episode of Hardcore Geek Wrestling. And guys, I do apologize, I am a little under the weather today. But I wanted to make sure I came at you guys with a WWE Payback, just mini prediction show, and we had a lot going on in the world of the WWE, especially with this announcement of the UK Championship. So we really want to kind of get right into everything. As always, guys, you can check us out at hardcoregeekcast.com. We are on Facebook and Twitter at Geek Wrestling, and if you want to check out the Hardcore Geek Podcast, we're at HC Geekcast. The opening theme, excuse me, I'm completely off here. I'm literally doing this in my office, completely just out of it right now. The opening theme you heard was from our good friends Impending Lies. You can check them out at impendinglies.com. These guys are an amazing Cleveland-based band. Can't say enough good things about these guys, so definitely just want to thank them for letting us, use their awesome kick-ass music to introduce Geek Wrestling every single week here. Also, guys, you can check us out on Spreaker. So if you want to join the conversation today, go ahead and hit up the chat. We're at Spreaker.com/user/hardcoregeek. And let us know what you think about WWE Payback, or no, did I say WWE Roadblock, End of the Line. I don't know, I kept saying Payback. I've been in this habit. I was talking to Chase this whole last week, and I think I kept referring to it as Payback. So that's on me here. All right, so let's kind of I want to talk about this. There's a couple things I want to talk about, actually. This past Thursday, this is completely not WWE news, but this past Thursday, I took the time to watch the Total Nonstop Deletion from TNA Wrestling, emanating from the compound at the Matt Hardy's household. And I tell you what, this thing was completely, it was nuts, man. If you're a fan of indie wrestling, or just comedy-based wrestling, or just stuff that's just completely far out, you definitely have to check this out. Matt Hardy, if you guys are not familiar with him, his latest incarnation, the Broken Matt character, is just completely off the wall. Like, this dude is just, I can't even really describe it. If you just go to YouTube and just Google Broken Matt Hardy, you'll see exactly what's going on with him. That's for maybe our old school fans that don't really watch normally, or maybe they don't get the chance to watch TNA. It is on Pop TV. I do actually get that because I do have PlayStation View. So yeah, that's the only reason I really get to watch TNA. But this whole thing, I do recommend, if you haven't seen the Final Deletion, if you haven't seen Delete or Decay, or at least the Hardy Boys versus the Decay match at Bound for Glory, at least watch those leading up to this, because the whole point of these matches with the Broken Hardys and the Decay and all these weird segments are the fact that they're just so far out there that it really kind of mind f's you. It's not really supposed to make too much sense. At the end of the day, it's pro wrestling, guys. Pro wrestling really doesn't make sense, period. But if you can go back and watch the Total Nonstop Deletion, I would definitely recommend it. You get to see the debut of King Maxwell, Matt and Rebby's son. We see ODB making her return. And then we had a world title match between Bobby Lashley and Eddie Edwards, who's the reigning TNA champ. And the main event, the whole thing, and this is pretty much I'm guessing the second hour of the show, was it was called Tag Team Apocalypto, and it was the Hardys defending their tag team titles against the Decay, and pretty much against anybody, any tag team from any era. We were able to see cameos from wrestlers from past, and we saw some new indie talents. It's too long and too completely out there to describe. But if you can at least watch the Tag Team Apocalypto, I think for any pro wrestling fan, I think you guys are really going to like that. So props to TNA, props to Matt Hardy, whoever put this whole thing together. It was very entertaining, and I actually think I'm going to tune in next Thursday to see what's going on with Impact, just because this was so completely far off, and I don't understand what's going on, but I'm a little intrigued. All right, so other than that, this was on the same day, on Thursday. I woke up. We took a day. We had some really bad weather, so we were kind of stuck inside. And I woke up to an announcement from the WWE. I guess they were somewhere in the United Kingdom. Triple H, William Regal, Michael Cole, and Finn Balor. And what they did is they announced a 16-man tournament going to be emanating from the Empress Ballroom in Blackpool, I believe. This is going to be happening on January 14th and 15th, Saturday and Sunday. And this tournament is to crown the new WWE United Kingdom Championship. Or United Kingdom Champion, excuse me. Really excited about this. I was a big fan of the European title back in the day. I thought it was I don't know. I just think when you have different titles to represent, different regions or different divisions and whatnot, I think this is great. And the one thing that Triple H said in his announcement is that this is not just really a debut of a new title. It's going to be a debut of a new show, a network exclusive show that's going to be filmed right there in the United Kingdom, which is awesome. So we got 16 guys, and I'm going to be very honest, I'm not very familiar with them. I'm going to have to do some research myself. I know a few of them I've seen in WCPW, the What Culture Pro Wrestling, and that's really it here. Cool thing for any indie wrestling fan is that WWE did sign Nigel McGuinness, former Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, to do the commentary for this tournament. He's going to be doing it side by side with Michael Cole, and I know it's kind of a shot, to the Ring of Honor crew and the Ring of Honor fans. Nigel McGuinness was awesome. He was over there as the matchmaker, but really cool and really exciting to see him in the WWE. Finally get a chance to just to do something in the WWE. I think he was able to do some dark matches back in the day, like on Velocity and Sunday Night Heat and all that stuff. But we never really got to see Nigel McGuinness in the ring in WWE, which is a shame. But if anybody has been able to watch like recent Ring of Honor pay-per-views or Ring of Honor segments with Nigel McGuinness as the matchmaker, he's great on the mic, and I think he would bring a lot of knowledge to people like myself who maybe aren't familiar with a lot of these talents that are going to be in this tournament. And who better? Who better to do that? It's kind of like how they brought Daniel Bryan in to do the commentary for the Cruiserweight Classic. The one thing that I'm interested is there's been all these rumblings that we're going to be getting a women's tournament, and I would absolutely love to see that. There's so many great female competitors that they just recently signed. So many female, great, just awesome competitors on the indies that they can bring in, and I really think it's awesome. So that's that there. That's really all my news, all the stuff I want to touch on, other than the WWE Roadblock pay-per-view, which is going to be happening tonight. So guys, I want to go ahead and just kind of get into that. And I will be watching this from the bed, very sick, but nonetheless, we're not going to miss a WWE pay-per-view. Sorry. So this is the final pay-per-view of 2016. This is emanating from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, live in the WWE Network. It's going to be at the PPG Paints Arena. And let's go ahead and get into the card. The pre-show match. First of all, the pre-show, we're going to be getting a guest spot by Sam Roberts from the Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast, one of my favorite wrestling podcasts, period. Sam is just, he's a diehard WWE fan, And it's really cool to see him kind of get a spot there. I know he's done some stuff on the WWE Network, like on those countdown shows and whatnot, but really excited to see Sam Roberts on the pre-show there. Interesting to see what's going to be happening with the pre-show because we don't have Jerry Lawler and apparently we don't have Lita that's going to be on the pre-shows anymore. So it's going to be a little bit different, I'm assuming, and we'll definitely tune in there. So including the pre-show match, we have 7 matches signed for tonight. Don't know if we're going to get any surprise matches, but regardless, it seems like a pretty solid card. I'm more of a SmackDown guy lately, but I do have my favorites on the Raw brand. But our pre-show match, we have Big Cass taking on Rusev, just a regular old singles match. This is obviously coming off the heels of the Rusev and Enzo debacle or just the mauling of Enzo Amore in the hotel room of Lana. We kind of really saw it coming. We knew it was kind of like a trap. Could have had Admiral Akbar just being like, yo, it's a trap, because we totally wouldn't have known that. Interesting is that Enzo did accompany Cass to the ring for a tribute to the troops, I believe. So, I'm sure we're going to see something like this, play up in this feud. It's just kind of weird that it's just Rusev versus Enzo and Cass. There's not really anybody on Rusev's side as of now. So, we're not really going to see a tag team match. I would like to see a singles match where maybe Enzo does get the upper hand on Rusev. I don't think it's going to make him look bad or anything. I think at this point Rusev is, he's pretty established, so it's not, he's not going to get buried or anything. Plus he has Lana on his side, so there's that. Side note, Lana did start wrestling in NXT this past week, so maybe we'll be seeing her on TV. Looks like she did get a win over Crazy Mary Dobson. Another one of the great signings from the indies that WWE made, and it needs to be Enzo who's going to get the win there. That's I think Enzo needs to get the win eventually after Rusev does the gets the W over Cass tonight. All right, so let's talk about the tag team title. So this past week, the New Day became the longest reigning WWE tag team tag team champions of all time. Actually winning 2 triple threat matches. The first one being between the Club, team of Anderson and Gallows, and then also defeating Sheamus and Cesaro. One of the most promising tag teams, in my opinion. Really digging these guys. I really wasn't at first. I really wasn't a Sheamus fan at first. I kind of flip and flop with Sheamus. I got really tired of him. But now I'm like, I'm excited. I got my Sheamus 515 shirt, and I'm ready to go. But they defeated them in the opening round. Obviously, they showed the backstage celebration where they got champagne all over the beautiful Stephanie McMahon. And as a result, she signed them for another triple threat match. It was going to be between the New Day, the Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and Jericho, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. New Day did get the win there as well, which was great. Really, really cool to see them get those titles or keep those titles and break that championship reign there. I really hope that tonight they come out dressed as Demolition. I think that's the only way you can do it with New Day. But that remains to be seen. But tonight we're going to be getting the New Day defending again against the team of Sheamus and Cesaro. Now this came about on the Tribute to the Troops show, where they had a triple threat match between the Club, the Shining Stars, and Sheamus and Cesaro. I can't even talk to the guys. I am so sorry. I'm so out of it. Sheamus and Cesaro did get the win. I was a little bummed out because I'm a big fan. I'm a big Bullet Club fan, and I really want Anderson and Gallows to get some kind of traction. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me right there. Another side note from Tribute to the Troops, we did get a really cool teaser. We got the Club, which was the full version of the Club for the WWE. We had AJ Styles with Anderson and Gallows. We saw the New Day, and they were kind of going back and forth where Anderson and Gallows and AJ were saying, hey, we were dominant here in WWE, we're dominant in Japan, we're just too sweet and all that fun stuff, right? All of a sudden, then they said they were, the most dominant team of all time. then they pan over, and it's the full reincarnation of the Shield. We have Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns. They have a nice little standoff, and I'm saying if we don't get this match at WrestleMania, at least between the Club and the Shield, then I'll be a little bit pissed. I would love to see like just a tag team war between all three of these teams. Just like if anybody remembers the Chicago Street Fight from WrestleMania 13, I think that's what they need to do. They need to do like an Orlando Street Fight with all three of these teams, all three of these factions, if you will. I don't know. That's just me. So this match between Sheamus and Cesaro and the New Day, I really think that the time has come, and Cesaro and Sheamus will be the ones to dethrone the New Day, possibly sending New Day into a possible like a heel turn or a heel run. That's just my opinion. I think that because they let them get the record by retaining this past Monday, they're going to give it to Sheamus and Cesaro. They've been really pushing them as a team. You know, the whole build-up with the Best of 7 series with them, too. I think that all the writing's on the wall that they're going to be the new tag team champions. But, you know, I have been wrong before. I've been wrong many times before. But that's where I'm going here. Another match we're going to be getting, Sami Zayn is finally going to get his rematch with Braun Strowman, or his match. I don't know if he actually got a match with Braun Strowman yet. I think this is actually his first match. It's only going to be a 10-minute time limit. Mick Foley had a little angle with him this past week where he said he was going to be trading him for Eva Marie. Of course, that being a swerve, and that was to really kind of light a fire under Sammy, where Sammy got a little pissed off at Mick and saying, you know, I'm worth more than Eva Marie. I'm worth more than 100 Eva Maries. And Mick Foley granted him his match with Braun Strowman under the condition that he only has 10 minutes to beat him. I think this is going to be good. I think Sammy is going to come to the very end where he's going to hit him with that haluva kick. And the story is really going to be in that time limit where Sammy's going to, you know, be getting his ass kicked the whole match. He's not going to give up. He's going to keep kicking out of everything. He's going to hit the haluva kick, and it's going to be like 1, 2, and then the time limit expires. So the argument is going to be, you know, I had him beat, you know, the stupid time limit, you know, is what got my way. So I really think we're going to keep this feud going with Sami Zayn and Braun Strowman, and, you know, probably get that going into the Rumble, and, you know, maybe see a blow-off a little bit before WrestleMania. That's my opinion there. I'm going to take a little drink of water because my voice is completely messed up here. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so next match here we have is a triple threat match for the Cruiserweight Championship. All right. So we have Rich Swann, the champion, defending against T.J. Perkins and Brian Kendrick. So we have your two former champions going against the current champion. On a recent episode of 205 Live, we did see a little bit of an altercation. We saw Rich Swann throwing Brian Kendrick into T.J. Perkins, who was on commentary, kind of sparking this whole thing here. We saw Brian Kendrick getting the win over T.J. Perkins on Raw, and you know, really excited to see this match. I'm a big fan of the Cruiserweights. I love the whole Cruiserweight Classic. I love 205 Live. I'm probably one of the only people that like the what do you call it? The belt, the Cruiserweight Championship, the purple belt, you know, which my wife swears up and down is blue, but no, it's purple. I see Rich Swann retaining here. I really think the guy that's going to beat him is going to be Cedric Alexander, because honestly, Cedric is one of the only other guys that they're putting some stock into. But you know, things can change. But I really see I see Rich Swann retaining tonight in a great match. I just really wish that the crowd would start getting into the Cruiserweights. I don't know if it's just because, you know, your average fan may not watch 205 Live, especially because it's on like 10 o'clock on a Tuesday, which is kind of silly. I think, in my opinion, if I were to run things in a WWE, I would move the Cruiserweight division to SmackDown, and I would put 205 Live on at 7 o'clock leading into SmackDown. So you can maybe have some of the feuds bleed over into the show. But on another thing is that, when SmackDown's over, and I know like when I go to a live event, when it's over, even if there's like a dark main event, a lot of times I'm leaving. I'm out of here, So I just think that to keep people in the arena, you put it on. You put it on at 7 o'clock. You put it on at 7:15, and then you have it bleed right over into SmackDown. It's not a big deal. I think that would make a lot more sense. And that's all I have to say about that. Probably what's going to be the one of the biggest matches of the night is going to be the 30-minute Iron Man match for the women's title. The Raw women's title. We have the champion Sasha Banks defending against Charlotte Flair. And this feud, first of all, they said there's going to be no rematch. Whoever wins, wins, and it's over. I like that. And then I don't know if that's the whole with the tagline, Roadblock, end of the line. It kind of ties in really well there. These two have been in countless matches, dating all the way back to their NXT days. Obviously, their feuds on the main roster on Raw. The phenomenal match between Sasha and Charlotte and Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. The matches at SummerSlam and Monday Night Raw. So, really excited to see this one. This is probably the one I'm really looking forward to the most out of all the matches on the card. Because there's so much invested in the feud of Charlotte and Sasha Banks. I think this is obviously going to set up. It really could be with either one of these women. Whoever wins, I do believe they're going to be going against Bayley. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have Bayley on commentary during this match. You have to think if we're going to have some stuff going on with Dana Brooke during this match, if we're going to get some interference from Ric Flair because he had another altercation with Charlotte a few weeks ago on Raw. In my opinion, this one's really, really tough to call, but I have heard rumblings that Charlotte does want to take like maybe a month or two off, so I see Sasha Banks retaining in an excellent match, similar to the one that they did with between her and Bayley back at NXT TakeOver Respect last year, and I think this will lead into a Sasha versus Bayley feud. You can really play off their feud in NXT and the phenomenal matches that they've had at that particular Respect pay-per-view and TakeOver Brooklyn. So I think this is going to be probably, I'm going to go with this being the match of the night, honestly. I think Sasha and Charlotte are going to steal the show, and you're going to see Sasha Banks coming out on top, only to lead into a feud with Bayley going into the Rumble, and maybe, just maybe, we'll get that 4 horsewomen fatal 4-way somehow at WrestleMania, now that Becky Lynch is not the women's champion anymore. 2 more matches to go, and then I'm going to take some medicine and get my nasty voice off the air here. We have Chris Jericho taking on the Architect Seth Rollins in a singles match here. I'm a little disappointed that Jericho did not win the United States title from Roman a few weeks ago. I think that this would have added a little bit of pizzazz to this match, making it for the United States title. But regardless, I'm a huge fan of Chris Jericho. I think this version of Chris Jericho is probably one of my favorites. He is entertaining. He is funny. He's also fantastic in the ring. He's keeping up with all the younger guys, which is no surprise at all, being the Chris Jericho fan that I am. And then, of course, you got Seth Rollins, who's just absolutely phenomenal in his own right. The whole thing with Seth is that now we're leading back into, he wants Triple H. He wants to fight Triple H. I think this, anybody can see that this is pointing into a Seth Rollins Triple H match at WrestleMania, which I've heard was rumored to be the match this past WrestleMania before Seth got injured. Regardless, I think we're going to see eventually a Chris Jericho face turn, especially because him and Kevin Owens are not getting along. Who knows? It could be another ruse, though. I really don't know. I love Team Kevin and Chris. I hope that we see more of them eventually, but I think we're going to see Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is going to keep looking strong going into this feud with Triple H. I think that he's going to obviously beat Chris Jericho with that pedigree. It's going to be a great back and forth match, but Rollins is going to get the win here. I believe leading into the Rumble, Rollins is going to be maybe getting, maybe one of the final four, maybe just, really kicking ass in the Rumble. And maybe Triple H will come out and eliminate him, maybe from the crowd, just kind of illegally eliminate him, which leads us to a match at WrestleMania between these guys. I think that's a way to go. Rumble's always a good way to kind of spark new feuds, and I think that this is a good way to really advance that. You just really need to keep Seth Rollins strong, keep him healthy, and then keep him, calling out Triple H, and just Triple H not showing up until it's convenient to the game himself. So yeah, Seth Rollins going over tonight. And then we have our main event. We have the WWE Universal Champion Kevin Owens defending against the WWE United States Champion Roman Reigns. They've been really, really hyping up this whole thing. Like, is Roman going to come out a double champion? Is Roman going to win the title? I don't know if this is to kind of mirror what happened in UFC with Conor McGregor having 2 titles. I really don't mind Roman at this point. I never really hated Roman. I just think that it was really stupid how much they really pushed him down people's throats, and they really kind of forced the title on him. I don't mind Roman in the secondary champion spot. I don't mind him chasing the title. However, I think Owens. Let's see here. I think Owens is going to get the win. It's going to be a great match. I think there might be some kind of shenanigans here, possibly with Chris Jericho, possibly with Seth Rollins. Maybe Seth tries to help Roman, and he kind of gets in his way. Maybe we get a singles match between the two that Seth wins. Again, you want to keep Seth looking strong. But I see Kevin Owens getting the win here. There's going to be some kind of shenanigans. He's going to keep the title. I believe Owens will keep the title until Mania, where he loses the title to one Finn Balor. I think Finn will actually win the Rumble, and I believe that the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, which is going to be the last stop before Mania, I believe that is a SmackDown event. So I think if a Raw guy wins the Rumble, in my opinion, it'll be Finn, and I think that obviously we'll get a number 1 contender championship opportunity crowned at the Elimination Chamber to fight AJ Styles, But I think Owens will hold it till Mania. We'll get Owens and Balor, because Balor keeps talking about, or Owens keeps referring to himself comedically as the longest reigning Universal Champion of all time, and I'm sure that's it's a nice slight dig at Finn Balor, who only got to hold the title for less than 24 hours. I think that's the perfect opponent for Finn Balor when he comes back, and that's the perfect guy for Kevin Owens to drop the title to. But things have been obvious before, and they have obviously changed. And WWE, regardless, in my opinion, they always do a good job. With their planning and their execution of their feuds. But yeah, that's my prediction for Roadblock. So just a quick recap. I'm just going to see who we got going over. I do have Rusev going over Big Cass in the pre-show. I do have Sheamus and Cesaro going over the New Day and becoming the new WWE Raw Tag Team Champions. I do have Sami Zayn and Braun Strowman ending in a draw because of the time limit. I do have Rich Swann retaining the Cruiserweight Championship over TJ Perkins and Brian Kendrick. I do have Sasha Banks retaining the women's title over Charlotte in the match of the night. We have Seth Rollins going over Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens going over Roman Reigns. Guys, let us know what you think. I'll be live tweeting tonight. You want to hit me up. And we're going to be at Geek Wrestling right on Twitter. Let us know what you think. Let me know myself what you think of this card. what you think of the WWE UK title, the TNA Total Nonstop Deletion thing going on, and any other crazy pro wrestling news you guys have. We're going to wrap it up right now. For myself, for everyone here at Hardcore Geek, I want to say thank you for listening. We'll see you guys right after Roadblock this week for a Raw recap and for a pay-per-view recap. You guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and we will see you soon.